so committed to Mennonite Central. So we're pleased to have Kevin here and the interesting people. This is what my daughter wrote recently in an edition of the Floradale Mennonite Church. She, at the present moment, is in heaven, working for Christian peacemaker teams. And so she, yesterday, she said she went to Jerusalem for a little bit of R&R and visited with the Mennonite Central community workers. But this is what she wrote in the Floradale Mennonite Church. I've started to play soccer with some of the kids in my neighborhood. They used to have a playground, but the Israelis took it over and turned it into a parking lot. So we play in the street outside the military base. Yesterday, while we were playing, I looked up to see that half the boys had disappeared. When I turned my head, there were 6 soldiers coming towards us. I then realized the boys had escaped through the tunnels of the old city of Hebron, afraid to be detained by the soldiers. The soldiers don't need a reason to do body searches, ID checks, or arrests, and they call it preventative measures. So the picture up on the front is Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is in Jerusalem, one of the top 3 holy shrines in Islam. Just to the right of it, if you go down the hill, there's the Western Wailing Wall, which is probably the holiest site in the Jewish tradition. And then if you walk 3 or 4 blocks in some direction in Jerusalem, you will find any number of Christian shrines, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where it's considered to be where Jesus was crucified. So although all of these 3 are holy sites, there are as many unholy actions taking place in Israel-Palestine. So MCC has been working in Israel-Palestine since 1949, and they continue to work. And so in May and in September, there will be a rollout of a new program of MCC. I think it's entitled Coming Home. So Israelis and Palestinians have the right to return to this place, but not everyone is afforded a home. So this is what, in an MCC document, I want to read a shortened passage. MCC also takes sides against a false neutrality that portrays Palestinians and Israelis as equal partners to the conflict, and that avoids the task of identifying military occupation, siege, and dispossession as injustice. So that's what MCC is trying to articulate. What does it mean to be a peacemaker in the work of Mennonite Central? So on behalf of MCC, I thank you for coming and participating in this fundraising project, and you are in for a treat with Michelle and Kevin and the most interesting people you'll ever meet in all of your life. There will be CDs offered from Michelle and Kevin, our recording artists, and so their CDs are for sale in the lobby, but I'll explain more of that just before intermission. Michelle.
It's been a while since I've done this in a performing sort of atmosphere, so forgive me if I sing nervous. This song I'm going to sing first for you is one I wrote back in 2009. And it's about sometimes we live our lives. We live a life that isn't congruent with what goes on the inside. And so the song talks about that battle with it and how life seems to whiz by and how it's always better to try to live true to your convictions.
These back in Floradale. It's great to figure out how to get to Floradale Church. This was my first challenge today. And, Ryan may have let me down in the introduction now, even though he didn't know he had to do that. But he got me here through the cell phone. He taught me all the way here. So, it was really, really great. Michelle, excellent stuff. And, great. All right, once again, today. Andy was already planning getting rid of the singer in this band to do a little work trying to get Michelle over to our group instead. So I'd like to do that, but I just watch her. That's good. Here we go. They painted paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? You painted paradise, put up a parking lot. All the trees, put them in a tree museum. Charge the people $1 and a half just to see them. Don't it always seem to go if you don't know what you got till it's gone? Get nice, put up a parking lot. I don't wanna give it, I don't wanna give it, I don't wanna give it all away. Next line applies to this place. Hey, farmer, put away your DDT. I don't care about spots on my apple. Give me the birds and the bees, yeah. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Put up the parking lot. Dedicate to my dad in Burlington. I'm always the outsider of my family dinners because Jane, my sister-in-law, thinks I'm from Toronto because I'm not from around here. Everything that's not here is Toronto. It's actually Burlington. It's a little bit from Toronto. Anyways, this song reminds me a lot of my dad. He worked at Ford for 35 years, and he got up every morning at 6:15. I could always hear him shuffling around as the song says. And the other thing that has in common with my dad is that he would only allow Fords as vehicles because that's what we worked in our house. And my poor wife had a Mazda 323 and had to park on the road all the time. She's not allowed on the road. And that wasn't just because she wasn't from Burlington. It's called Silver Thunderbird. What's to come up with flow down Southbound Boulevard? Yeah, I was looking good from taking a look. Great you with my old man behind the wheel. You could hardly even see him in all that chrome, the man in the plan in the full brush comb. But every night I carried him home. Sometimes I hear him say, don't you give me no Buick. Son, you must take my word. If there's a God up in heaven, he drives a silver Thunderbird. You can keep your Eldorado, and then foreign cars absurd. Me, I wanna go down in a silver Thunderbird. He got up every morning when I was still asleep. I remember the sound of him shuffling around right before the crack of dawn. I heard him turn the motor on. When I got up, he was gone. Down the road in the rain and snow, the man in his machine would go. Oh, the secret style, God would know. Sometimes I hear him say, don't you give me no Buick. Son, you must take my word. If there's a God in heaven, he drives a silver Thunderbird. You can keep your Eldorado, and your foreign cars absurd. Me, I wanna go down in the silver Thunderbird. Down the road, the rain and snow, the man in his machine would go. Oh, the secret style, God would know. Sometimes I hear him say, don't you give me no Buick. Son, you must take my word. If there's a God in heaven, he drives a silver Thunderbird. You can keep your Eldorado, and that Mazda 323's absurd. Me, I wanna go down in a silver Thunderbird. Don't you give me no Buick. Son, you must take my word. If there's a God in heaven, he drives a silver Thunderbird. You can keep your Eldorado, and foreign cars absurd. Me, I wanna go down in a silver Thunderbird. Thank you very much. That's the picture in a big way, Mr. Don Featherstone. Give it up for Don here on saxophone. My next song, this is one of my own tunes. It's called Great Big World. I wrote this years ago, and well, we're both teachers, Don and I, and Andy's a teacher, and Steve teaches us on a daily basis. And so I wrote this actually for a graduation years back for my students, and I used to sing it as a duet with the graduating students. It's called Great Big World. I hardly ever play it, but I felt like doing it tonight. First verse is all about a daughter. I have a daughter in the house tonight. Second verse is about a son. I have a son in the house tonight. And the third one is about a student who's about to graduate. Here we go. revealed the light side. You showed me what to see. Daughter, you have found some pain, some angry cold refrains. Good to hear you cry at night, but you're now so strong, so free. I wish you well in that great big world. The time has come, now you're ready to walk on your own. 'Cause you have grown, you do well in that great big world. Some we struggled from the start, see the clash and grow apart. I always thought that working out, I hope we start today. 'Cause you have grown a caring man, and some with justice you take your stand. It's hard to watch you from afar, but I know you'll be okay. I wish you well in that great big world. The time has come, now you're ready to walk on your road. You have grown, you do well in that great big world. Student, you arrived as one. Friendships here have not begun. Side by side, side by back, we're worn out together. Now to rough and brought you down. Shakespeare says you wonder now. Let me try to hold you up. Thank you for the chance. I wish you well in that great big world. Now you're ready to walk on your road. 'Cause you have grown, you do well in that great big world. I wish you well in that great big world. Now you're ready to walk on your own. You have grown, you will in that great big world. This next song is one of our favorites. We only play it here. And the last time we were here was in February of 2011. So this is the second playing since then. Enjoy it. You better have been here then. This is a song. These guys were all in a band. They never asked me. I checked my phone messages at the time. The band was called the Panhandlers, which was significant because what did you think, about a quarter in that band? No, sorry. It was a great band, though, amazing band. They had a cassette. So it was a little while back. It's all right. I have a 45, so that's just how we do things. This we're gonna do a song from the Panhandlers, so enjoy that. This is a song called "Last Night I Dreamt." I don't know any of the words, but it's an absolutely beautiful song. This guy, it was a Scott Ronald, right? Steve, is that his name?
What's he doing now?
Philosophy.
He's a philosophy professor. That's great.
In the States, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, awesome. So anyway, beautiful song. Last night I dreamt from the fire seem to burn bright again, and songs lifted through the cracks in the night, defying the darkness to resist the power of daylight. And if I never hear that drum sound again, I'll dance till the rhythm of your heartbeats. If I never hear those twinkling violets, I'll haunt to the tune of your breathing in the night. Last night I woke to a most precious melody, composed in the absence of song sheets and instruments, almost malicious, delicious revolution song, born out of love and freedom, not forgotten. It began with a rhythm of your heartbeat like a drum, and rose to a crescendo, quiet whispers on your breath. If I never hear that drum sound again, I'll dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. If I never hear those screaming violets, I'll haunt to the tune of your breathing in the night. So I sing this song for the borders of heaven. But since I was a child, I was nourished out of rest. And I sing this song for the weary and the strong. For poetry has led me by the hand. And I sing this song for the torn and broken earth, the mother of those orphans who lost forgotten but ever back. If I never hear the drum sound again, I'll dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. If I never hear those twinkling violets, I'll haunt to the tune of your breathing in the night. Amazing band. They were I want to sing this next song. This is for my brother-in-law, Macpherson today. And he has an attention span of about a second and a half when you try to sing a song that has a storyline to it. So he never did, this is on my CD that he never did get through the entire thing. And that's the first reason I'm singing this song. Secondly, this is for the MCC, the Mennonite Central Committee. And in the title, one of the names of the character's name is Edgar. That's all I got for you guys. My in-laws, you know, I'm from Burlington, they tell me that is a Mennonite name. Is that correct? You can stay here, Mark. You sit right there. Anyways, this is the story. I wrote this whole, this entire lyric at the Art Gallery in Ontario in Toronto. Felt very artsy there one time. So this is called Catherine. Is that a Mennonite name? Yeah. Is it? Could be. Your name's not Catherine, is it, sir? No. Right. This is called Catherine and Edgar. And in brackets, it even says on the album for Mark Reed. Right. It was long ago in a far-off town. Catherine found it hard to settle down. She had a family, but they could not see. Catherine wanted more than they could give. She went out by herself, they just let her go. She needed time alone for her to grow. So she rode the line for 5 years, never knew where she was going. Happy times were seldom, but something caused her to push on. She opened up, and time was short, so she'd never be alone. At night, dead riders talk to her when the lights went low. It was long ago in a far-off town. Edgar heard a calling of his own. He packed his bags and walked till he could no more. He finally had to start and settle down. He found a vacant room, dropped his rain-soaked bags, took out his letter journal for a while. He wrote beneath the candlelight till night became the dawn. He put his pen down happy that he would till it was done. Then he looked at what was written there. It began simply enough. the fifth, the mindful made to live. The baffled king composed an hallelujah. 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 You faced the storm, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, the beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throat. She cut Don's hair. And after it, she drew an hallelujah. 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 Maybe I'm here before. I know this room, I walk the floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I see your flag on the marble launch. Love's light, the victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, and all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. It's not a cry you can hear at night. It's not someone who sees the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Don and I just learned this song fairly recently, about 6 months ago, and it's our favorite song to play. Why don't you do this CCR song? And this is an incredible tune called Long as I Can See the Light. Here we go. Just because I want to hear a lot of saxophone on this. Put a candle in the window, 'cause I feel I've got to move, yeah. Though I'm gone now, I'll be coming home soon. Long as I can feel the light, pack my bag and let's get moving. 'Cause I'm bound to drift a while. When I'm gone, you don't have to see me, no. Long as I can see the light. Let's pick it up, let's take it, guys. I've got that old traveling home, 'cause the feeling won't leave me alone. But I won't lose my way, no. Long as I see the light, put a candle in the window, 'cause I feel I've got to move, yeah. Try to look into the black night. Thanks so much.
Andy brought a costume change unbeknownst to all of us and insisted we're all going bowling later on. Oh, he looked good, man. Hey, what happened to you, Ryan? Ryan's going to join us on this song, but he's not quite fitting in. Wait, sure. We're going 10 pin or 5 pin? There you go. All right, we
1, 2, 1, 2. I want to say this has been a really fun night. I just love chatting with so many of you on the break there. And you all seem to know each other, which is true. That's how a church should be, right? It's great. Get some sound for Ryan here. I'm going to start off this set with one of my own songs again. This is called Now I Feel the Sun Again. And Ryan's going to join me and go on sax. Here we go. This is I want to play this random piano so bad. Take a walk through a field, slow it right down. Listen for the calling. This has been so unreal, going along. Every step I'm falling, move right back to a simpler time. It's never quite the same. Walked away from my guarantees. Now I feel whole, alive once again. Now I feel the sun again. It used to be darkness, nothing makes sense, but now I feel the sun again. Putting myself together again. Feel the sting in my eyes, come up forever. Break through crystal walls. It's been so long since I died, nothing gets through. Yeah, I know I ought to burn like poetry across the moon. In that time masquerade, can't believe I had one more chance to take off this mask, step out from the shade. Now I feel the sun again. It used to be darkness, nothing makes sense, but now I feel the sun again. Putting myself together again. And it's so warm in this brand new skin. Everything's alive. Been curled up for so many years. It's time to reach out. It's time to rise. Now I feel the sun again. Used to be a darkness, nothing makes sense, but now I feel the sun again. Putting myself together. Now I feel the sun again. Used to myself together, putting myself together again. That's the first time I've ever performed in live. That was fantastic. Okay, let's hear it one more time. We're going to ask very interesting and well-attired people to come up here. Steve Martin on bass, folks. Hands together for Steve. And introduce my friend. We were planning on doing this, but my other brother-in-law, the one who could follow a storyline, he asked if we know this one. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above the lonely sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. Is it hard to do? Nothing to live, to kill or die for. But no, it isn't true. Imagine all the people living for today. You can say I'm a dreamer, it's interesting that imagine, of course, John Lennon is, we saw the Dakota, which is where John Lennon got shot right outside the Dakota, and a great shot of all the kids around the little part of the Central Park called Strawberry Fields, and it says Imagine. And we had John Lennon very much on our minds, so always think of that, and that's such an incredible tune. So, and because it's all Request Saturday, we let Steve get that one in there. Thank you very much. All right, here's the maybe the second, well, tied for the coolest artist in history. This is a Bob Marley song. Look at it.
We have the John Lennon.
Are you going to try it together?
But my hand was made strong. play all the time in Guadalupe back in the early 80s, and we often have interesting discussions to and from the old Duke of Wellington there, Steve. And his full-time job was to keep my head at a level of pace there, just to make sure that, what was your line there, Steve? You can be open-minded, though, but just make sure not everything falls out or something like that. Anyways, we had a lot in common. We always have a lot in common, and one of it is part of that is to have a huge appreciation went on for all things Bruce Coburn, but for his incredible lyrics. This song is just sheer poetry. I think we've only ever played this once there, Steve, and it was probably the week the album came out a while back. This song is called We Stood. Can't tell me there is no mystery, mystery, mystery. Can't tell me there is no mystery, it's everywhere I turn. believe love rules. Stand up and let it shine. Stand up and let it shine. Stand up and let it shine. If I had one wish, I wish for peace. If I had one wish, I wish for peace. If I had one wish, I wish for peace. That we always called it the haunted house. Do you know of a house in your neighborhood that was like that? A haunted house. You always wondered who lived there, what are they building there? No one's forgetting. So how many know who Tom Waits is? And over at this point. Yeah. Is your hand up, Don?
Yeah, we're in trouble.
What the heck is going on here? Who let this guy? Who let that shirt in the bag? It's a house where nobody lived. There's a house on the block. It's abandoned and cold. Folks lived here a long time ago. And they took all the things as fast as they could. And some say it's haunted, but we know about it. And everyone called in the house someone do somebody wrong. Well, the paint, it's all cracked. He's as clean as a door. The papers are stacked on the porch where I stood, and the weeds had grown up just as high as the door. There were birds in the chimney, who hit the floor. Looks like it's a house, it's a house where nobody lives. Won't see how the laughter, won't see how dreams did throw it away. Did they know what it means? And someone's heart breaks, but it's someone to somebody wrong. So if you find someone to have, someone to hold, don't trade it for silver, don't trade it for gold. 'Cause I have all life's treasures and they're fine and they're good. It just reminds me that houses are just made of wood. What makes a house grand? No, it ain't the roof or the doors. If there's love in the house, there's a palace for sure. Without love, it ain't nothing but a house where nobody lives. Without love, oh, it ain't nothing but a house where nobody lives. What an incredible song. The book of love is long and boring. No one can live the damn thing. It's full of facts and figures, and pretty for dancing. And I love it when you read to me, and you can read me anything. The book of love says all things in, and it really is not dead. It's full of facts and crazy things in it, and instructions for dancing. And I love it when you read to me, and love is long and born. If it did it all so well, and some of us, we love what's in, and some of us know all too well. Steve and I used to play this hundreds of times, and Don and I have played that as many times too. And Annie's never heard it, so this is an Elton John song. I played Elton all night, man. Come on, here we go. We'll start with a G minor 7th chord for you, Steve. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, it's not here. Ain't gonna be high. There's a cop of it. Miss the others so much, miss my wife. It's lonely out in space. I'm such a time, it's not here. It's gonna be a long, long time to touch the grace and I'm going to find. Now I think I'm in my home, no, no, no. Freedom. money goes toward MCC. If you're interested, just say hi to us. This will be on my next one. My plan is it will end and it'll just be a guitar song, but I like that little something here, and I've never played it anywhere before. It was written for someone in this audience. This is called Hope. If you find hope, if you can find your way out, if you find hope, you'll see what life's really about. You think it's a dream, 'cause everything fits into place. You feel alive, wrapped in the presence of grace. If you find hope, if you find light, open the door and walk outside. If you find light, trust it to be your steady guide, with colors aglow, the warmth of a light dancing bright. Everything's good, darkness shakes free from the night. If you find light, you will smile again. Your beautiful soul will be shared with the world. You will laugh again. You got so much inside you will give to those patiently waiting for you again. dark, it was against the law. Was a rock star. That's good. Was against the law. Was a foolish now, and she spit all the gown, and it's something that gets mentioned. The boss is over there, get that boy, going straight to the house of detention. I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. Every time I go where I go, say, you roll up, take me to down my schoolyard. Take me to down my schoolyard. Even though the things that don't take me away, the best of the story leaves. And when you're out in the weeks, I'm gonna get the relief on the cold news week. I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. Taking my time, but I don't know where. You're not losing. You're gonna take me down my schoolyard. Take me down my schoolyard. Take me down my schoolyard. Take me down my schoolyard.
Nice. Good stuff. I see that.
Doggy, you're the little one. You gave me life and there was none. You helped reveal the light side. You showed me what to see. Doggy, you have felt some pain, some anger, cold refrains. It hurt to hear you cry at night, but you're now so strong, so free. Wish you well in that great big world. The time is gone, now you're ready to walk on your own. 'Cause you have grown, you have in that great big world. Student, you were not small. Friendships getting on you. Sat beside me, sat behind. Worn out, come to me. As you brought you down. Shakespeare sent you up the ground. Let me try to hold you up. Thank you for the chance. I wish you well in that great big world. If I was gone, now you're ready to walk on your own. You have grown, you have in that great big world. Watch you coming up real slow from southbound Boulevard. He was looking up from Taylor. Great big things of paint steel. It looked just like the Batmobile. With my old man behind the wheel. You could hardly even see in all of that chrome. The man that ran complete control of every night, carried it home. Doug, I can still use a bit here, it's just mine, it makes everybody out. That's all right. Come to hear and say, don't you keep it all you will. Some mistakes my word. There's a God up in heaven. He got a silver If you find hope, if you find your way out, if you find hope, you'll see what life's truly about. You think it's a dream, 'cause everything fits into place. You'll feel alive, wrapped in the presence of grace. If you find hope, if you find light, open the door, walk inside. If you find light, trust it to be your perfect guide, with colors aglow, the warmth of a fire dancing bright, and everything's good. Darkness shakes free from the night. If you find light, you'll smile again. Will be shared with the world. You will laugh again. You got so much inside you, but get to those patiently waiting, waiting to hold you again. If you find love, something that seems so far away. If you find love, if you miss revealing who you are to someone so close, so close that they know where you should be and what means the most, what makes you feel completely free. If you find love, with the world, you'll laugh again. You got so much inside, a gift to those patiently waiting, waiting to hold you again. When you find love, when you find love, when you find hope. You can't fix me. I was built on a Friday and you can't fix me. Even so, I've done okay. Play it, Donnie. Don't tell me there is no mystery, mystery, mystery. Can't tell me there is no mystery. It fills my soul with praise. The book of love is long and boring. No one can lift the damn thing. It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. And I love it when you read to me, and you settled down. She had a family, but they could not see. Catherine wanted more than they could give. She went out by herself, they just let her go. She needed time alone for her to grow. So she roamed the land for 5 years, never knew where she was going. The happy times were sad, but something called her to push on. She opened up the tiny bookshop, so she'd never be alone. At night, dead riders talked to her when the lights went low. And if F sharp, if these are magic times.